Okay, so I'm not like a lot of the idiot fans who will attack Paris Jackson when she does something good and defend her when she does something stupid because they are backwards ass moron SJWs. I actually do things properly. I'm not against Paris or for Paris for anything that she says or does. I simply go for the good and the bad that people do, regardless of who they are. A lot of people insult Paris Jackson because fans are such loving people. But anyway, it's like when Paris Jackson posed nude, and I made a video on this as well, and the entire fan base was insulting her, and she even took to Instagram to insult the MJ fans who are insulting her and trying to set them straight, and I came to her defense because nothing wrong with posing nude, especially when she does it for spiritual reasons, which she does. And I don't believe Michael would have a problem with it. However, I also call Paris out for her stupidity, usually feminism and SJW related stuff, because she is. She was at the VMAs recently and did a speech, and it's just as cancerous as her speech from last year, but this time I'm actually going to respond to it and teach Paris a bit of a lesson because this speech bothered me more. So let's get right to it. And again, Paris, if you happen to see this, please do not be angry, you probably will, but just know that I am just an intelligent person trying to be a father figure to you because as of right now you don't have one, and that's why you do things like this.
I'm seeing a lot of love and light here tonight, already.
Why? Because everybody in the audience is a liberal who only gather together when they're ready to insult Trump? Not really loving. Liberals, especially today, modern SJW neoliberals, the only time they truly hold hands in harmony is when they're ready to attack somebody else together.
A lot of diversity and a lot of potential power.
When you say a lot of diversity, do you just mean not many white people? Because, I mean, I'm not speaking for you here, but to be fair, that is what modern diversity is. It just means everybody but white people.
You know, if we were to all put our voices together, do you realize the difference we would make? If we were to all stand up, united at...
Yeah, I agree actually. We would be able to change a lot if we were all united, but unfortunately we live in a world where everyone is backwards. Not just against each other, but backwards. Good is now considered bad, bad is now considered good, facts are now considered opinions, and opinions are now considered facts. And as an SJW yourself, you should know that the kind of things you support, much like feminism, is wrong.
One, our impact, it would be huge. Believe me, huge.
Okay, so it's just a Trump joke. Huge, believe me. So again, like we go from let's all come together and be peaceful and work together towards something, and then fuck Trump. You didn't say fuck Trump, but you were insulting Trump, and therefore we were mocking him, and therefore it's turned into an attack. So you don't really care about people coming together. You just want people to come together against Trump. Typical SJW logic.
And that's not fake news.
This is why her speech bothered me so much. Okay, Paris, we need to have a little chat. I hope you realize, Paris, that the majority of people in the world who at one time hated the media, even though they should be hating the media more now, are actually hating it less now. Because as I've explained before, neoliberals and SJWs, they don't care about facts. They just care about whatever's on their side at the particular moment. Most people in the world, especially people who are Michael Jackson fans, and you're his daughter, should be hating the media more than anybody, because even though the media lies about everything and everyone, and everybody should hate them based on that alone, MJ fans have a second reason to hate the media. Because they attacked Michael, your father, repeatedly. But now that Trump is against the media, and the media is lying about him, all of a sudden the media is great! Because as long as you can say fuck Trump in the end, you'll defend it. In this case, you and all SJWs, not just you, Paris, will now support the media because the media is against Trump. That's why. That's why. If it wasn't for everybody's idiotic and irrational hatred of Trump, this SJW shit, you people would hate the media just like most people do and the way you should be. Which, and not only that, but that also proves that you don't really care about what's right and wrong. You just take the side of anything as long as it works to your advantage. Which is actually a very bad way to live. You don't, that's basically taking advantage of people, essentially. If I'm not talking about the media, that mentality in the world is essentially taking advantage of people. You will do anything and side with anybody as long as they are doing your bidding. And as soon as that person says, oh wait, no, I no longer agree, or I don't want to help you anymore, you hate that person. People like the media because they hate Trump. And the media hates Trump. But as soon as it's not about Trump, or if the media is complimenting Trump, all of a sudden it's fuck the media. No, it doesn't work that way. The media are scum. And any MJ fan or anybody in general who supports the media, whether because you always supported the media or because you know the media is against Trump, you are scum. Especially if you're a Michael Jackson fan, and especially if you're his daughter, Paris, because as his daughter, you should be defending your own father, who was attacked by the media for almost 40 years. You are a hypocrite to make that fake news joke. You have dishonored your father.
So, let's leave here tonight remembering that we must show these Nazi white supremacist jerks.
Nazi white supremacists. Or are we talking about Charlottesville? That's it. Because there were some fucking Nazis and white supremacists at Charlottesville, even though there were people from all sides, but, you know, let's ignore the other side and just focus on the white people, because white people are evil, right? That, number one, erases the other people who were there, and number two, erases every other terrorist attack and every other violent crime because Charlottesville involved white people. That's why. That's the only fucking reason, right? This, again, is more scumminess. I hate the amount of white racism, and by the way, I might actually make a video about white racism, but to be quick, the amount of white racism today is disgustingly disturbing. People now, these SJWs, will pin anything to make white people look bad. In Paris, that's what you're doing. Oh, they're white supremacists because one thing happened that involved a white person. Oh my god! So we're going to ignore every other attack that involves a Muslim or involves a friggin' black person. Ignore all that. White people are all evil. All white people are racist. All white people deserve to die. It's always against white people. The racism is getting insane. You are a hypocrite and you are uneducated and completely misinformed.
In Charlottesville.
It's funny, because if Paris was to say here, in Charlottesville, the white people, but over here, those Muslims are evil, or over here, those black people who shot that guy, the entire audience would go, oh, how dare you insult black people? Charlottesville, yeah, fuck white people, yeah, applause.
And all over the country, that as a nation, with liberty as our slogan,
why did you do the finger quotes when you said liberty?
we have zero tolerance for their violence, their hatred, and their discrimination.
But only if they're white. Only if they're white. If they're black or if they're brown, discrimination is okay, racism is okay. It's all okay to you SJWs. Racism is fine. You have no problem with racism, and you have no problem with generalizations, and you have no problem with discrimination as long as it's towards a person with white skin. Admit it. You fucking know. All of you people know that it's true. You all do. Hypocrites.
We must resist. And now, the nominees.
Ah, shut up. See, I'll defend Paris when she does something right, but when she says stupid racial comments like that against white people, it's fucked. And you know what the best part is too? I'll probably get comments from people saying that I'm a white supremacist because I'm defending white people. No, I'm just defending what's right. If a white person does something wrong, I will call them out. But you know what? That applies to everybody else, every other culture, and every other skin color. Okay? I'm not going to say that white people are perfect, and I'm not going to say that black people are perfect either. If you commit a crime, you need to be called out, regardless of your skin color or culture. And SJWs are okay with it as long as your skin is anything but white. And that's fucking racist. And in Paris, you need to be educated badly.